Now this is part 2. As I said before, because I had so much information that I wanted to share, that it turned into an hour-long video, which I wouldn't want to watch, neither would you. So I divide it in 2 segments so that you can watch one half and then the other at your leisure. So in this final part, we'll be finishing up the review of videos, and then we're going on to available kits and aftermarket and decals. So let's get on with the show, as they would say. Okay, so the next video to close out this video review of the CF100 is a little National Film Board film about the CF100 and at a Air Force base just outside of a town. And during the film they are assigned to intercept an unknown aircraft, which in the end turns out to be British bombers. But this is a National Film Board film, so it's acting. They're doing everything that they're supposed to be doing in the real life, but it's acting. It's just for propaganda purposes, which is it's still a nice film. So let's go over there and we'll watch the film. Oh, listen to that, a politician. I'm just kidding.
I guess the most peaceful time in any 24 hours is just before dawn. The sun is just beginning to brighten the horizon. In an hour it'll be up and the countryside will go about its business. But now it's quiet, and the night sounds still echo through our most deserted streets. Not far from the edge of town lies the fighter base. Most of the time it's making a lot of noise. Jet planes screaming in, screaming out. Now, the long rows of aircraft are silent. There's the odd movement here and there, a little light spilling from the hangars across the tarmac. The searchlights silently turning. Peaceful, quiet, but awake.
133 is serviceable now.
Is it on the line?
They're bringing it up.
Just a minute. Okay, I've got it. Will you tell the pilot?
Right. Four 433's ready on the line, sir.
Thanks, Mike.
Ah, the old days. No computers. Everything done by hand.
You think they look young? They are. Jet jockeys are young, strong, sharp. Like Russ Banner there. He's not quite 22 yet, but one of our best, most experienced jet pilots. Sam is an observer, a year older than Russ. Together, they're an unbeatable combination, an all-weather fighter crew.
52, 54, 56. 6 or 12.
Me? I'm second in command of the squadron and a little older than the others. When I was their age, Spitfires and Hurricanes did the job. But today, things move faster, particularly aeroplanes, like these CF-100s, faster, higher, farther. Part of my job is to watch Sam and Russ and Bill and the other boys. Watch them and keep them up to peak. Combat readiness, we call it. Making sure they stay sharp, ready to move in an instant. And this is why we stay ready. At any moment, day or night, in order to scramble. Somewhere, an unknown plane. It may be lost or late civilian planes. Or it could be an enemy bomber. At this moment, nobody knows. Our job, to find out. Red 2, Gypsy Leader. Read me all right, Russ?
Loud and clear, Dad.
Bingo Tower, Gypsy Leader on scramble. Radio and time check, altimeter setting, taxi instructions.
Roger, Gypsy Leader. Radio checks. Time 3-5. You're cleared to runway 26. The wind is calm. Altimeter 299er2, over.
Bingo Tower, Gypsy Leader. Scramble instructions.
Gypsy Leader, Vector 015, make angels 20. Contact Umpire 4 on channel 18.
Gypsy Leader. Everything okay, Bill? Oxygen okay?
Everything's fine, Skipper.
Leader checks. Over to channel 18, Gypsy 2. Gypsy Leader.
Roger, boss.
Over to 18, Russ.
Gypsy 2 over to channel 18.
Umpire 4, this is Gypsy Leader. Do you read?
Gypsy Leader, Umpire 4, loud and clear.
Gypsy section off, bingo on scramble. Steering 015, passing through 10,000, climbing to 20.
Imagine that. It's in 4K. I wonder if you can update the film and redo it, remaster it.
Roger, Leader, maintain. I have one view at about 600 miles. He's doing 200 knots at 20,000 feet.
Roger, Umpire 4. Umpire is the code name of our radar station. We are being directed by number 4 fighter controller. She gives the orders now, guides us to our target. This is teamwork, fast, sharp. No time for mistakes when you're at hundreds of miles an hour. The team works better when they get to know each other, when they get a chance to talk things over. There were some changes at Umpire a few weeks ago. So I took some of the boys up with me to see who was behind the new voices with the orders.
Mike, how are you?
Fine, Andy. You up for a look around?
Oh, some of my boys haven't seen your emporium yet.
Oh?
This is Squad Leader McDonald, the senior controller at Umpire. Flying Officer Carter.
I do, guys.
Hi there, sir. Flying Officer Banner.
Leader, sir.
Flying Officer Schultz.
How do you do, Shell?
Good evening, sir. The boys would like to meet the new Umpire 4.
Oh, just around the corner, room 3.
Fine, if you fellows go ahead down, I'll follow along in a bit. Okay?
Yes, sir. See you later, fellas.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me a minute, then, Andy.
Yeah, well, we can pump heads for a while, about an hour. Yeah, okay. Roger. Negative. We have...
Got something?
Yeah. He's either lost or crazy. Hello. What about this Joker and Baker Easy? 2040. Oh, doing about 125 knots. Low, about 3,000 feet. Yeah, well, check again, will you? Yeah, okay.
What do you think it is?
Oh, probably some prospect who hasn't been able to file a flight plan.
Must make you mad. I mean, no flight plan.
Yeah, it keeps us hopping, though.
You going up after him?
Just a minute. Yeah? Yeah, but that would make him about half an hour early and on a different track.
That's the closest thing I have, sir. Maybe he's in trouble, heading for an emergency strip.
Yes, but that's an awful lot of guessing. Well, I'll tell you, we'll give it 30 seconds, and if we haven't got him pegged by then, we'll go for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Working days this week, eh?
Yeah, working graveyard next week, though.
How's the wife like it here?
Oh, she likes it pretty well. She likes it better when I'm working days, though. Anything? Okay. Oh, Wildcat? Scramble 1AI. Vector 340. Make angels 3. Stand by. Controller. Yeah, good for him. Yeah. Okay, fine. Wildcat, kill that scramble. We've identified. Yeah, okay.
Flight plan come through?
No, one of our ground observer boys picked it up. Excuse me while I just clean this up, Andy.
Sure.
Hello, intercept controller? Cancel that scramble. They identified.
One of our ground observer boys, the Ground Observer Corps, ordinary citizens watching the sky. They're a vital link in the operation of these radar stations. Take those tables, for example. They're a small part of the map of Canada, part of a tactical sector. In this sector, a radar station like Umpire is constantly sweeping the sky, checking aircraft movements. But not just one. The whole sector is guarded by radar. At the same time, volunteer ground observers are making on-the-spot observations, sending their reports to a ground observer center. From this center, and from the radar stations, all aircraft movements are reported directly to a sector command post. These are the sector commander's eyes. His weapons? Jet fighter squadrons. Next to his sector, other sectors extend the radar screen north of the Arctic regions, giving us early warning. Time, if attacked, to evacuate our cities. Time to get our striking force, Strategic Air Command's intercontinental bombers, on their way to destroy the enemy's ability to fight. Time to retaliate in force. All the information from the sectors is relayed to Air Defense Command headquarters at St. Hubert. This is the center, the heart of the system. Here, the Air Defense Commander directs the Air Defense of Canada, All suspicious information is passed from Canadian headquarters to Continental Air Defense headquarters in Colorado Springs. CONAD is the center of another web. This is the combined air defense system of the North American continent. Canada and the United States on guard, 24 hours a day. This is NATO's peacetime defense against possible aggression. But if there were an attack, the warning could come from...
Oh, one of our ground observer boys. Yeah, up at Waukega Lake. Okay. Sure. Well, it takes care of that.
I notice you have a lot of girls working your team now. How are they working out?
Oh, great. They're steady workers. I wish I had a lot more of them.
I should see you later. I'll go look up the boys. Room 3, was it?
Yeah, room 3. Okay, I'll see you later, eh, Andy? Bye. Hello? Controller?
Your 20-ton CF-100 looks just like one of those small dots. Bring the two dots together, and that's fighter controlling. Is there anything else I can tell you?
Yeah, what are you doing after dinner tonight? Squadron Leader Vincent, this is Flying Officer June Andrews, our new Umpire 4.
Hello, June.
How do you do, sir?
I hope you'll be giving us some good interceptions.
She's intercepted everything around here this afternoon.
Russ did a lot of talking, even tried some controlling. I'd never seen him take such an interest in operations.
Gypsy Leader, Umpire 4, what is your altitude now?
Gypsy Leader, Angels 20, straight on 015.
Roger, Leader. Boogie now 400 miles. Maintain present altitude. Go port to 010.
Umpire 4, Gypsy section steady on 010.
Gypsy Leader 010.
You can't buy team spirit, and you can't force it. It takes time and sometimes trouble. Our first trip to Cold Lake was toughest. The squadron was new, and it was their first crack at firing rockets. They do things in a big way out west, and Station Cold Lake is no exception. We had just arrived when the boys asked the CO about a tall tale they'd heard back east.
Well, gentlemen, the fish are not quite that big, but you'll soon find out that the mosquitoes are very much bigger. Now, there's not much more you need be told about your time here or about weapons practice flying. Being squadron air crew, you know your aircraft and you know your job. Tomorrow, you'll be up matching scores with 433 Squadron, and I am sure you're very anxious to beat their record. So let's see plenty of hits. Good luck and good shooting.
It came home with a wallop then. All the talk, all the training these boys had gone through, boiled down to just one split fraction of a second. They were in business, the defense of Canada business, and pity the poor guy who walks in without an invitation. We'd been flying maximum hours and things were getting a little keyed up.
Hey, Charlie. I don't know what you guys are trying to do, but this aircraft is right out of this world. You punch the gear at 170 knots and you think the front end is going to fall out of it. That's the second time I've had to snag this bird. It was lousy today. What's wrong, Charlie?
We've got the squadron's best technicians out here with us, sir, pulling as hard as they can. But we've run into a lot of snags with all this extra flying. My boys have worked overtime on every shift. They're tired.
Aircrew are pretty tired too, Charlie.
Well, is that any reason for them to blow their top and start yelling the place down?
Well, we can cut back on the flying. You think so? We've got an edge on 433 Squadron at the moment.
No, sir, we don't want that. I'm sorry, sir. I get a little brassed off these youngsters sometimes. I know they're eager, but they forget at times it takes more than one man to keep a jet in the air.
Okay, leave it with me, Charlie. Up the mess, Russ?
Sure thing.
Wait for me.
Roger.
How's the firing, sir?
Piece of cake.
You win anything?
2 small cigars, a large headache.
Have a few things to do. They're on our way. It won't take a minute. Right.
Hello, sir.
Morning, Corporal. Anything on that fuel leak yet?
Nothing yet, sir. We're just taking down the leading edge now.
Think the tank will have to come out?
I don't think so, sir. I think it's just a bland.
Let me know as soon as you check.
Roger, sir.
How much longer in this engine change?
About 2 hours, sir.
The new one set to go in?
Yes, sir.
Good show. Is this the aircraft with the grabbing brake, Corporal?
Yes, sir. This is the one.
Find the trouble yet?
Yes, sir. We're changing a set of discs on it.
Oh, good.
The navigator tells me the set doesn't work too well, Corporal.
We found a few bugs in it, sir, but I think it'll be all right now. The azimuth calibration was up a little bit.
Well, how long does it take you to do a complete check on a set like this?
Normally it takes about 12 to 14 hours if everything goes all right.
Thanks a lot, Corporal.
Okay, sir.
Charlie,
Yeah, Russ?
you going up the mess?
Maybe a little later.
I'm buying.
Okay, Russ. Oh, by the way, I found that chatter in your nose wheel.
Thanks, Charlie.
Okay, Russ.
Russ, I just got fouled up with some paperwork. It looks like you'll have to leave the section tonight.
Sure, boss. Now, if you're all finished here, I sure could use a shower.
Okay, let's go.
I hadn't fooled Russ for a minute. He took the section up that night while I dropped into the tower to listen in.
Roger 3 Tower, off at 17, clear tower. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Watching your boys off tonight?
No, they should be up in the range by now. Mind if we listen in?
Not at all. How are they doing?
We'll know in a minute.
I have a contact at 55 port.
12 miles. Judy? Trying to lock on. Roger, locked on now. Check overtake.
Overtake 550 knots.
Right port. Steady. Target now 35 port, 9 miles.
Overtake 600.
Hard starboard, back to original heading.
Roger, I have the dot. Overtake 550.
Target now 45 port, 6 miles.
If necessary, remember to break port at completion of this run.
Target now 45 port, 5 miles. Target now 45 port, 4,000 yards. Target starting to break across the nose now.
Splash, 1 bogey.
That's pretty good.
Should see us when we're mad.
Yes, after the boys settled down, they made a good showing at Cold Lake. It's about time this unknown was showing. Bill, seen anything of this joker yet?
No joy, Skipper. Not a trace.
Russ, are your boys painting anything yet?
No joy, Dad.
Okay. Anything yet, fellas?
Negative.
Negative.
Gypsy leader, this is Empire 4. Bogey strength now 5. 200 miles, climbing to 40,000.
Roger, Umpire 4. Understand bogeys, 200 miles, climbing to Angels 40. Bogey strength 5. The sector have special instructions.
Stand by. Duty controller, this is Empire 4. Gypsy leader on scramble from Bingo, requesting special instructions from sector.
Roger, Umpire 4. Stand by. Sunray, this is Umpire Duty Controller. Any change in scramble instructions?
Group Captain McNair is here now. Stand by. Sir, umpire reports the strength of the unknown has increased to 5. Shall I scramble more fighters?
Is this a Strategic Air Command exercise?
We've not been advised of any SACO replies today, sir.
Then fire off 3 more interceptors. The present leader to command the flight. 1 aircraft to proceed on identification run.
Yes, sir.
I'd like a special Met and intelligence briefing laid on immediately.
Yes, sir.
Corporal, get me Command Operations Center.
Stand by. Air Vice Marshal Ray has just arrived. Sunray Sector Commander, sir.
Yes, Buck?
Sir, these unknowns we have coming in from the north. We have no information on them whatsoever. Do you have anything else shaping up that might be serious? Or is this a surprise exercise you've laid on to keep us trimmed up?
We have nothing that looks suspicious at the moment, but we have no identification of these unknowns either. Could be a NATO exercise. In the meantime, stay with them. I'll get on to Conrad and see if they've got anything there. Thanks, Buck. Get me Conrad.
Yes, sir. Eagle Beak, this is Focus. Stand by for Focus Commander.
Air Vice Marshal Ray here.
Partridge here. No, there's nothing else suspicious. Have you any late information? Good. We'll keep you informed.
Any change, sir? Shall I call air defense readiness?
No, not yet. Our interceptors should be close to them by now.
Gypsy 2, this is Gypsy Leader. Are you locked on target?
Roger, leader. We have them.
Okay, Russ, I'm leaving you to pick up our boys. Start your identification run now. Leave your switch open so we can hear.
Gypsy 2 on it in.
Umpire 4, where's Gypsy Blue section?
They should be 5 miles at 4 o'clock, passing through Angels 3-5.
Blue section, this is Gypsy Red Leader. Check in. How do you read?
Leader, Blue 1, loud and clear. Leader, Blue 2, 5 and 5. Leader, blue 3, 5 square.
Form tight formation on me. Throttle back to 200 knots. Maintain 200 knots for battle formation. Report when locked on target.
One locked on.
2 locked on. 3 locked on.
Well, we're ready, Russ. It's up to you now.
Overtake 400.
Target now 45 port 8 miles.
Overtake 400.
Target now 45 port 7 miles.
6 miles.
5 miles.
Okay, I have them visual.
Three miles.
2 miles. 6,000 yards.
Overtake 75.
British bombers.
Gypsy Leader and Umpire 4, this is Gypsy 2.
Gypsy 2, go ahead.
Unknowns check is 5 Royal Air Force bombers. Gypsy 2 rejoining formation.
Right. Our interceptor has identified unknowns as 5 Royal Air Force bombers.
Someone came very close to losing 5 big, expensive airplanes. Why didn't we know about this flight?
Special surprise exercise for the Chief of the Air Staff, sir. Here's a message from headquarters which explains the test.
Was it also part of the exercise to confuse the number of airplanes?
That's right.
Okay. Tell the boys to go home. Identified friendly.
Umpire 4, this is Gypsy Leader, switching now to Bingo Tower. Thank you very much and good morning.
Umpire 4, good morning.
Bingo Tower, Gypsy Leader.
Gypsy Leader, go ahead.
Bingo, would you ask the boys to warm up the coffee? And may we do a low pass?
Roger, Leader. Coffee and cleared for low pass.
Gypsy Leader, this is Gypsy Red 2, starboard at 4 o'clock, joining formation.
Roger 2, form left, throttle back to 200 knots. Okay, boys, let's take them home. It's later now. The day has begun. Some people are up, the early risers. unaware of the mission completed miles above, but turning for a moment to watch the planes in the sky, pausing in their work as the planes pass over town. Once more over the base, ready to scramble in any weather at any moment of the day or night in Canada's air defense.
Now that was interesting. Now let's go on to the models and decals that are available. Well, that was all interesting, especially the last flight. It kind of a tearjerker on that one for me, being a Canadian, seeing what's happened to her. There is, I'm pretty sure there is a guy. If I find his website, let me see if I can find his website. Okay, I found the video. We'll watch that one. It's actually a news video and talking to the guy about about restoring the aircraft. There's also one in Ottawa, and there's also one at the Warplane Heritage Museum in Hamilton, which I got tons of pictures of because I just don't live that far from it. A lot of the pictures of my son in the cockpit, which is fine. That's a dad-son thing. Anyways.
CF-100 is a two-seater, long-range, all-weather fighter. It was designed and built in Canada and is in service with the RCAF.
Jet fighter planes lives at the Hangar Flight Museum here in Calgary. It is in the process of being restored. Brian Desjardins from the museum is here this morning on an update. So this has been a pretty exciting project for you guys. The cost of overhauling this thing is pretty big, more than $300,000, and that's to make it authentic and to restore it to its original look.
Its original look. It's authentic look. It's refurbished from the inside out. It's a hefty, lofty project. $325,000. If you were, that's for full static display. So if we were wanting to have it taxiable or being able to fire up on the tarmac or even flyable, you would want to times that price by 3 or 4.
And you can't just put lipstick on it because it has been deteriorating because it sat for a number of years. And if you just do sort of the outside, it's still going to continue to deteriorate, and you're fighting a losing battle. So you have to take each piece apart.
Yes, yes. We have, currently right now, we also have a plane that's being restored in Wetaskiwin at Historic Aviation, and the idea is that we would have that plane in there and being restored from the inside out because it's been deteriorating with inside the plane. So if we're only doing a lipstick cosmetic version of it, it's the problem's not going to be fixed. The lifespan of it's still going to be short.
Right.
So the idea is that we want to do a full static display, full authentic display, because during the summer we also have open, we call it the open plane days, where we have visitors and tourists and public able to come and they can get into the plane and take photos.
And have a look at it from the inside.
So we want to restore it in a way that it's makes the aviation community happy, because it's a very tight-knit community. We've received donations all across Canada, the USA, even some UK.
Oh.
And they're all pretty particular about how that plane should be restored.
It's got to be done properly.
It's got to be done properly.
And there's several different levels paying for it, but you guys have to come up with some money on your own.
Yes, we do. The Hangar Flight Museum is a civic attraction. We're a civic partner with the City of Calgary, strong partners. We run the museum. We have artifacts that are assets of the city, one including the CF-100. So they understand the situation as well. So we've been working together on, can the Hangar Flight Museum raise 25% of the 325, which is about 82,000, and that the city then would come up with 75%, or about 242,000. In 6 weeks, we started a fundraising campaign, and we raised 75% of that 82. So that's $62,000 within 6
That's
to 8
how
weeks.
important, that tells you how important this is
Yes.
to restore.
This speaks volumes to me that the aviation community, from private donations to a few foundations, no grants, we've raised that much in such a short period of time. So we're continuing the fundraising into 2019, and we're hoping to reach that goal in the next short while. And we're putting in a business case to the City of Calgary to continue their offer of the 75% and get this project done. And yes, it will find a home indoors in one of the hangars.
Yeah, you're not going to do all this work and then put it outside to start deteriorating again. Well, it's an exciting project. Important projects. It's an important piece of history, and it needs to be done right. So the fundraising continues for the folks at the Hangar Museum. To make a donation or more info, go to their website, thehangarmuseum.ca. Thanks for coming in today. We look forward to seeing this this plane when it's all shined up and ready to go.
We'll be inviting Global News.
We'll be there.
And the public. Thank you.
Well, that was interesting. Now we're going to go on to models and decals and resin parts. I also going to throw up the below. I did a review of the Hobbycraft 1/72nd scale kit with obscene resin parts that come with it. But there's newer parts that have been come out since then by another company. There's also a 1/48 scale version of this, but no 1/32 scale. So let's get on to the models, and we'll see what we got. Now, in models, there was at one time only two. There was the vacuum form Astra kit, which a lot of people had built, but Aurora came out with a model that's roughly 72nd scale. And then Hobbycraft come along with their models. Now, they did both in 1/72 and 1/48, but no 32nd scale. And they were rather, the outline in that was fine, but it was lacking in the cockpit, and they were lacking in the landing gear base. So, and the decals sucked badly. They were so bad. But several companies came to our rescue at the time. Now, in 72nd scale, we had Flight Graphics. They did a cockpit set just recently to upgrade things. Then Obscure Aircraft Productions, before that, had cockpit done. Now, Flightline has done also a cockpit and external upgrade set. So, and Iroquois models, they've produced a cockpit and landing gear for the aircraft in 1/48 scale. Now, I'm also including a couple pictures. I'm including a picture showing the gun pack that they had in the aircraft in the Mark III, I think, before they changed it out to missiles. And then as they went along, they made various changes. And one of them was the extended wingtip when they were putting the Sparrow missiles on it. So I'm including that and a picture of the various marks. So now Canuck decals gave us some new decals for that, along with flight decals. And I believe Belcher Bits does decals. And what was the other one? There was another one I was thinking of, and I can't think it right now. I'll put it up. But also Aerographics did some decals back in the day too. So, and that's about it for models and accessories for this aircraft. Now we're going to be moving on after this to the Avro, which was even more sparser for parts. and that, but we'll get into that.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that video, and please remember to subscribe to my channel and punch that like button. You also can donate to my channel through my PayPal, which is on the main page of my channel, and you also can donate through Patreon. So, as always, every build is an adventure, so go make it awesome, and we'll see you again later, and you have a good day. Goodbye.